Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Dre Broadcasting Network tonight as we battle side by side with the Xtrememotorsports99. We are coming to you live from Kansas Speedway, bringing you the Toyota Tundra 250. That is the Toyota Tundra 250 and round 3 of the Xtrememotorsports99.com Pro K&N series, brought to you by the Xtrememotorsports99.com. I'm your commentator, Sean Zulu. I am joined up in the Dre Broadcasting booth by David Everly here, who is the producer, as well as my co-commentator. How you doing tonight there, Dave?
Doing great. Ready to watch some round 3 action under the lights here at Kansas Speedway. In the K&N cars, it should be a great race out here tonight.
Oh yes, it should be, and it definitely will be. And this is one of the toughest tracks on iRacing. It is a one-groove racetrack. The machines do act differently. They do handle differently depending on the differences in driving styles that these drivers have. At the same time, the different changes in track conditions lap after lap. And this track is the one that tire conservation is going to be very, very important. Even more important than it was last week at Atlanta Motor Speedway. And speaking of Atlanta Motor Speedway, we had Tommy Amasi bring it home for his second win of the season. Back-to-back wins on Tommy Amasi's part. Adam Eisenhower came out second, Derek Staliker third, Wally Tierheimer fourth, Timothy Hamlet fifth, Eli Green 6th. We have Garrett Helmlinger 7th, Gary Woolbot 8th, Leandro Castro 9th, and James Peterson. That was James Peterson's first race back with the Xtreme. Did round up the top 10 last week. Well, moving on to our current point standings, we have a lot of drivers tied in points. We have Tommy Amasi first in points. He is leading the points. Derek Staliker second. We have Adam Eisenhower, Garrett Robinson, these two drivers tied for third. Once again, that's Derek Staliker, Adam Eisenhower and Garrett Robinson. These two drivers tied for third place in points. Damian Crump, Timothy Hamlet, Gary Woolbot. Once again, Damian Crump, Timothy Hamlet, Gary Woolbot. These three drivers tied for fourth place in points. We have, that was actually Damian Crump and Timothy Hamlet only tied for fourth place, and Gary Woolbot is in fifth place. Eli Green 6th. We have Leandro Castro, Thomas Jowers Jr., and Andrew Riley. Yeah, that's Leandro Castro, Thomas Jowers Jr., and Andrew Riley tied for 7th. Chris Gillum 8th. Caleb Daniels, Wally Tierheimer. The two drivers tied for 9th place. That's Caleb Daniels and Wally Tierheimer, and Dakota Craig rounding up their top 10 in points. So we have three groups. Four groups of drivers, 4 sets of drivers tied for positions in the point standing so far. So this race should be a tiebreaker, where the drivers will try and make this race a tiebreaker in order for them to be able to advance their spots and break up those ties that are currently in existence. Well, going back here to tonight's race, Kansas Speedway, Toyota Tundra 250 by the Xtrememotorsports99 Pro K&N Series, round number 3. Well, tonight we are dealing with a 78-degree Fahrenheit track temperature. That's 78-degree Fahrenheit track temp, and matching it is a 78-degree Fahrenheit air temperature with a 50% fuel limit. That is 50% fuel limit, which is going to give us required required pit stops, just like we see week after week here in the Pro K&N series. Well, looking in the chat, we have a lot of viewers in the chat. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. For those new viewers, welcome to the Dre Broadcasting Network. For the existing and returning viewers, welcome back. Gonna give a couple of shout outs here in the chat. Give me a second, please. Let's see. Gonna go to the very top. We have Kalikoa Gasper. I just call you Gasper because I don't want to mess up your first name. I do apologize if I did. That's gonna be Gasper. Welcome to the Dre Broadcasting Network. Eli Green checking in as well. We have All American in the chat. We also have, that's going to be Pat T. Yes, Pat T back in the chat for Jay Pryor and Travis Pryor. 57 iRacing should be a good race. My guess would be that would be most likely Hunter McDaniel. Jim Peterson in the chat as well. James Peterson, he is racing tonight. Barry Jowers in the chat as well. Joshua Gillen is back here tonight as well. Great to see you guys, and welcome back. And we do hope that you guys enjoy the show. And for all those viewers who have not yet said something in the chat, please type it up, say something, say hello. Let us know what's on your mind. It's going to be an amazing race right here at Kansas Speedway, as qualifying has now ended. And we will give the drivers a few seconds before we go down the starting order. Well, ladies and gentlemen, your post-sitter tonight, the post-sitter is the 86 of Adam Eisenhower, who finished second place last week at Atlanta. Right behind him is 75 Wally Tierheimer second, the 47 of Dirk Staliker third. We have 18 of Vernon Markheim fourth, the 48 of Christopher Smith fifth, the 10 of Caleb Daniels sixth, the 52 of Chris Gillum seventh, the 98 of Dakota Craig eighth, Damian Crump 9th, David White 10th, and that does round up the top 10. The 24 Brandon Slaw 11th, the 05 Tommy Massey, new points leader. Well, he has been leading in points, and at the same time is a two-time winner so far, week after week, or back-to-back winner. That's Tommy Massey. Garrett Helmlinger 13th, Jay Pryor 14th, the 79 of Thomas Jarvis Jr. 15th, 81 of Travis Pryor 16th, the 77 of Brian Wasserman 17th, the 40 of Joshua Gillen 18th, Jason Eisenhower 19th, and Timothy McBrayer in the 20th place position. We have Ralph Vanderforst 21st, the 28 of Chris Foyles 22nd, Eli Green 23rd, the 18 of Rick Mason is 24th, the 7 of Gary Woobot 25th, the 31 of Andrew Riley 26th, the 78 of Jeremy Rigney 27th, the 58 of James Peterson 28th, Andy Starcher 29th, and the last driver qualifying, the 49 of Timothy Hamlet. And for the down here, this list, we have Leandro Castro, Matt Rigway. Oh, Matt Rigway is a new driver here this season, and tonight actually is his first race. We have Jason Anderson as well, first time for Jason. So we have four new drivers. We have Tristan Thrasher, including Hal Heimer. I just now noticed that. Yep, Al Heimer. And I do apologize if I mispronounce any of your names, but we will try and get them right. We'll get them right before the season is over. So this gives us a roughly 34 to 35 drivers. A very, very huge field here tonight at Kansas Speedway. The Toyota Tundra 250 exiting turn 4 this time by the pace car does dip off, and Adam is still holding pace speed. He does catch the drivers all off guard. Big checkup on the inside line. The green flag does fly, and here on the outside, 75 of Tierheimer being pushed by the 18 of Vernon Markheim, and a great start on Adam Eisenhower. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, lap 1 right here of the Toyota Tundra 250, round 3 of the Xtrememotorsports99.com Pro K&N series. Well, this is Kansas Speedway once again, ladies and gentlemen. This is known to be a one-groove racetrack. We've seen a lot of drivers trying to make some moves while they can, because once those tires kick in, once those tires will go, hey, it will become pretty difficult to make passes. And as we speak here on the outside, we do have 47 Dirk Staliker, and the caution flies here on lap number 2 very early. We'll back it up and see what was involved. Oh, Dave, Timothy McBrayer on his lid. That machine has seen. Oh man, yeah, that was violent. That was some rewind action. That caused that or initiated this. Let's back it up on McBrayer and see what happened. That was wild. Oh, man, nothing is gonna top what Timothy just did right there. That is very sad to see for Timothy Pryor getting the worst end of that deal and blowing his motor as after everything was done. And he is getting towed down to pit road as we speak. And the good thing, ladies and gentlemen, they do have one backup car. That is one backup car. So with that said, he will be there with a brand new one. He will still be able to stay competitive and will be just trying his best to get his lap back the hard way. He might go 1 or 2 laps down, so he will be hard at work trying to undo that damage. And here on the track so far, we are still being led by Adam Eisenhower. Derek Staliker moving up to 2nd place, Wally Tierheimer 3rd, Caleb Daniels 4th, and Christopher Smith in the 5th place spot. And one driver gets the wave around the pace car. That's the 105, the 105 of Tristan Thrasher. That's the 105. That's the first race for Tristan, and we'll try and get a word in here before too long. And already we are showing a couple of drivers 1 or more laps down. Andy Starcher as well had to get towed down to pit road because of that first caution incident he just got involved in. So he is on pit road this time by. So the race is going to be between McBrayer and Starcher for the lucky dog of a position as soon as we go green the next time around. And here we are, only 4 laps in, and some drivers who are already making some headway as we speak. Not too many of them just yet, but Jay Pryor, the 80 of Jay Pryor, has gone from 14th place to 10th place, and that the start did catch a lot of drivers off guard, and that was a heck of a start by the leader, the post hitter, the 86 of Adam Eisenhower. And the 9111 Logitech in the chat. Good to see there, Logitech, and welcome to Dre Broadcasting Network. And for all those viewers in the chat interested in being a driver, becoming a driver here with the Xtrememotorsports 99, be sure to check them out at Xtrememotorsports99.com. Drop the first E in Xtreme and start with the X. Start with the X, that is Xtrememotorsports99.com. Just give you guys an idea of what they have here at Xtreme. On Monday nights, they run a road series and a Pro Can-N series at the exact same time. On Tuesdays, they run a truck series, Camping World Truck Series. Wednesday nights, Xfinity Series or B cars. And on Thursdays, they run the Cup Series. That's going to be the A cars, so the Gen 6 cars. So you guys can join either of those based on how much experience you have, because they do place you in different series based on how much experience you have. And the Pro Can-N series is the beginner series, or the base series, and then you get advanced as you progress or gain more experience. Well, we are now back 1 to green this time by, still being led by Adam Eisenhower and Wally Tierheimer behind him on the inside. On the outside, being led by Dirk Staliker, pushed by the 10 of Caleb Daniels. So we've already seen one driver take some serious flight, doing some rolls, and that was Timothy McBrayer. Just hope that no one's gonna be able to top him, because that was quite violent. I haven't seen a crash that violent on iRacing in so long. But entering turn 3 this time by going green. And the 3rd row, we do have Christopher Smith and the 18 of Vernon Markheim, and everybody did stay out, only having 6 laps on their tires this far, so they are gonna be pretty much still even, but the pace car dipping off before too long. Yep, the pace car is off. Adam does put it down the floorboard. He does catch the drivers off guard. Dirk Staliker trying to catch up to him, but his inside is going to be occupied by Wally Tierheimer for 2nd place. The 10 of Caleb Daniels trying to outshift the 75 of Tierheimer and Dirk Staliger. But so far just goes back in line to be behind Tierheimer, because the inside is the best place to be on starts and restarts, and the outside not so much. The 48 of Christopher Smith watching the battle between the 10 of Daniel, 75 of Tierheimer and Dirk Staliger, while bringing the 18 of Bert Markheim with him. Yeah, but that's a lap 8 of 144. Not what you said, 180, but yeah, 8 laps in so far. Now 9 laps to go. 9 laps in. Jeez, I can't speak. And for the back in this pack, the 05 of Tommy and Massey so far is riding single file in a cluster that's forming a cluster, that is. We have Jay Pryor, Damian Crump, Dakota Craig, the 10 of Caleb Daniels, all single file. And they're getting nothing but closer. And that 48 of Christopher Smith boxing on the inside line, trying to make some moves. But already the outside is the place to be. Yep, and Damian Crump deciding to stick with the 48 of Christopher Smith on the bottom lane, the shorter way around the track. At the same time, once again, ladies and gentlemen, the inside line does end up dying off. As we can see, the outside is doing quite well. The caution flies on lap 11, and the incident might have occurred on the exit of 2. We are going to back it up and see what's involved. Oh, that's going to be Brian Wasserman and the 13 of Eli Green, who got a piece of the action as well. Looks like it was, actually it started in front of Brian Wasserman. That was the 40 of Joshua Gillen. Let's back it up on Joshua Gillen, Dave, and see what happened. Oh yeah, very, very unfortunate indeed for every single driver involved in that. And as a result, we will lose our first driver here tonight. That's going to be Brian Wasserman. We look forward to seeing Brian Wasserman tomorrow in the Truck Series and back next week as we transfer or travel to Charlotte Motor Speedway, the track of all tracks, an amazing racetrack. So much like Las Vegas and Atlanta Motor Speedway. But right now, pit road is a very, very busy place. Adam Eisenhower and the whole entire field down pit road, except for Andrew Riley, Hal Eimer. We have James Peterson and Tristan Thrasher. That's going to be Tristan Thrasher staying out, including Matt Rigway, Andy Starcher, and Timothy McBrayer. Yeah, Tristan Thrasher leading his first lap of the evening on lap 14 with 131 laps remaining and having 11 laps more on his tires and tank compared to everybody else. If he does stay out, gonna see exactly just how that affects him, because it might be good, it might be bad, or it just might be the opposite of what we're thinking, and that will let us determine, or help us determine, just how bad the tire wear might be out there with this 78-degree Fahrenheit track temperature. And on pit road, Josh, oh, go ahead. Absolutely, man. You and me both, brother. You and me both. And these amazing paint schemes, ladies and gentlemen, they do not go unnoticed. And with that said, they do put in a lot of time and effort into them. And you can tell just by the quality and the looks, the chromy looks here under the lights at Kansas Speedway, as we are now back 1 to green, being led by the 105 of Tristan Thrasher. The Adam Eisenhower in second place. Well, Tristan's going to be accompanied by Dirk Stalik on the inside, while Eisenhower, that's Adam Eisenhower, leads the outside with the help of Vernon Markheim. We are going green this time by with 129 laps left, 129.
Green flag, green flag.
And for the behind them, the 52 of Chris Gillum and the 48 of Christopher Smith do end up switching positions. Chris Gillum does lose the spot to Christopher Smith and will be now showing the 7th place spot here this far. He will try and respond before too long, but battle for the race lead up front. Adam Eisenhower to the inside of Tristan Thrasher, side by side, entering turn 1. Oh man, the 105 Tristan had no traction whatsoever entering turn number 1. That machine did push very, very tightly, like a dump truck. And that did cost him the lead. He went from 1st place to about 4th place to about 5th place here before too long. Whereas Christopher Smith is on his inside as we speak. Oh yes, we do. And because of this, these drivers getting more punched up. They aren't battling as much as they can because the competition is very, very stiff here. And Dave, speaking about the 105 of Thrasher, we talked about how his strategy was basically him having 11 laps more on his tires compared to everybody. Oh, we had some trouble on the track by the looks of it, but we are still green. Yes, we are. Yeah, the 105 Tristan did end up losing a lot of spots, and he's finally has been able to gather it back up again, and is now trying to make some headway. That machine is pushing.
Caution is out. Caution is out.
Ooh, that involved the 31 of Andrew Riley. Jason Eisenhower taking some serious flight in that C&S Hobbies machine. The 21 as well. Rick Mason got a piece of the action, and so did the 19 of Hal Eimer. Looks like he started up front with 31 of Riley. Oh no, actually that was not Riley. Staying in front of Andrew Riley. Gonna try and catch a number on that machine. Oh, Dave, looks like the 36 of Jason Eisenhower lost it. Oh man, yeah, that was very, very violent. And Jason Eisenhower was really abused by those machines that had nowhere to go, not enough time to react to avoid getting into him. And yes, that was definitely some serious flight, and he is getting towed down to pit road as we speak. But keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, they do have one backup car, and at this point some drivers most likely have already used theirs. Like we have 25 of Mick Pryor used his there early on, including Brian Wassman. Well, Brian Wassman did end up retiring for the evening, but yeah, some drivers have used them, so that will really shake things up. And here on pit road is a very busy place. We had Adam Mines on our pit in, Vern Markheim, Dirk Staliker, Wally Tiaheimer, Chris Gillum, but some drivers still need to pit in, namely Leandro Castro. We have Christopher, oh no, actually that's Tristan Thrasher and Leandro Castro, including Joshua Gillen and Andy Starcher. But these drivers most likely will be going down pit road here before too long, just trying to stay out there. Just lead some laps there and get these amazing painted machines, well-dressed machines up to the front. The Leandro Castro rocking the Heinz paint scheme, while Matt Ridgway rocking the Spice Ram 92 proof paint scheme. That is very, very well-dressed. And some heavy movers here already. The 40 of Joshua Gillen going, actually started with the leader, Leandro Castro, new leader now, going from 34th place to 1st place, gaining 33 spots this far. Joshua Gillen 18th to 2nd, 16 spots gained. Thomas Jarvis Jr. 15th to 8th. Jay Pryor 14th to 9th. Travis Pryor 16th to 10th. Ralph Vanderforst, Mr. High Side himself, has been keeping a low profile this far, but he has come from 21st place to 12th place, only 2 spots below the top 10, so he will be getting there before too long. And Jeremy Rigney, Mr. Rigney, has come from 27th place to 17th, gaining 10 spots this far. The 22 Chris Voyos 22nd to 18th, and is currently behind Jeremy Rigney. We also have Timothy Hamlet from 30th place to 22nd. And let's see what else here. We have Tristan Thrasher, it's going to be 36th to 26th, because he did decide to go down pit road after deciding or realizing that maybe him having 11 lap older tires was not the best strategy, because he ended up losing the lead in less than a lap and a half. And we are now back 1 to green this time by being led by 0-1 of Leandro Castro, being pushed by Adam Eisenhower. That 40 of Joshua Gill on the outside with the help of the 75 of Wally Tiaheimer. An interesting fact here, Dave, the top two drivers, Leandro Castro and Joshua Gillen, have over 10 laps on their tires, over 12 laps on their tires. And judging with the way it worked out for the 105 of Tristan Thrasher, that might not be too good of an idea. You're having to keep in mind that these drivers' driving styles, racing styles do differ. So maybe these drivers were able to save tires better than the other drivers here. We're entering turn 3 this time by going green. That pace car does dip off here. Leandro Castro does put it down the floorboard. He catches everybody off guard, but Adam sees it coming in time to take over second place here before turn 1. And 40 of Joshua Gillen will go from about second place to third place in 1 lap. Still under pressure from the 18 of Vernon Markheim to his inside off turn 2. He will go to 4th place. Oh, he has been this far, and we're going to be seeing him up front here before too long. Most likely trying to get some laps led here tonight at Kansas Speedway. And battle for the race lead between the 0-1 Leandro Castro and Adam Eisenhower. They do take, looks like Adam takes out the race lead, but 0-1 hasn't had enough. He goes back to his inside to maintain it. Yeah, Castro's machine did end up pushing, and to avoid getting pushing up into his opponent there, Eisenhower, he did back it down to avoid causing trouble, and goes from 1st place to about 6th place here in 1 lap, and continues to drop. He is getting freight trained as though he's sitting on jack stands. He is trying to get a grip, but so far no luck. But he just might have a grip here before too long. The 10 of Daniels will back it down behind him to just ride for now, as he is being challenged by 75 of Tierheimer, and the caution flies on lap 29. Ooh, that involves 79 of Thomas Jarvis Jr. Ooh, yeah, Thomas Jarvis Jr. got a piece of it, including David White. Let's back up Thomas Jarvis Jr., Dave. Let's see what happened. Very unfortunate indeed for every single driver involved in that, especially the 79 of Thomas Jarvis Jr. getting the worst end of that deal. Heavy smoke from the rear end and had to get towed down to pit road. It's still being towed here as we speak. And looking in the chat, there we have Martha coming in the chart. That's Martha Tierheimer. That is Wally Tierheimer's mom. And Wally Tierheimer is one of the drivers here tonight in that 75. Welcome to the Dre Broadcasting Network, Martha. Well, I should say welcome back to the Dre Broadcasting Network. Oh man, if they do stay out, which they seem to be staying out, they will be starting nose to tail on the next restart. This will make things very, very interesting. And Pat T, hang on to your seat. It's going to be a bumpy ride for these two drivers, Pryor and Pryor. Well, Jay and Travis going to try and distinguish them here and there. But yep, Jay has come a very long way tonight. And we're going to try and have an interview here real quick. One second. We're gonna be trying to we'll be pulling up the 98 of Dakota Craig for an interview. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are being joined up in the Dre Broadcasting booth by the 98 of Dakota Craig. How are you doing tonight, Dakota?
I'm doing good, man. How about yourself?
Oh, doing good too, thank you. Well, Dakota, last week he coming from a different track, Atlanta Motor Speedway, to a totally different beast, Kansas Speedway. How's the machine doing tonight?
It's doing great. Just trying to keep it off the walls. I've hit it just a little bit, but other than that, it's been feeling pretty great.
Oh, copy that. Very glad to hear. And the tires seem to be quite different. This track is all about the tire wear. When you're racing in practice, driving in practice, how was the machine handling in the long run? Do you think it's manageable, or was it manageable?
Yes, sir. Actually, I think it gets better in the long run.
Oh, copy that. And man, it's good to see you here up front in 11th place, trying to just behind the top 10. Look forward to seeing you leading some laps, and you have your brother in the chat cheering you on. So make sure you make him proud tonight. And Dakota, what's your strategy from now on?
Just trying to keep it safe, clean. We got 144 laps, so.
Oh, copy that, man. Absolutely. You do have to keep it clean so you can be able to be there for the very end when it matters the most for that last lap, lap 144. Well, man, great job. Congrats for staying alive, and thank you for coming up here and speaking with us. We look forward to seeing you in the chat in Victory Lane.
Yes, sir. Hopefully.
And that was the 98 of Dakota Craig with the Gillen Motorsports team with Brandon Slaw, Joshua Gillen, and himself. Dakota Craig has a 3-man team. And here we are now back one to green. Yes, we are still being led by Adam Eisenhower. Behind him is 52 of Chris Gillum. And that's his highest move position gain so far, highest move in top 5 on the podium. And on the outside, we are being led by Joshua Gillen, being pushed by the 8-0 of Jay Pryor. And 33 laps in here so far. These drivers still getting used to the machines handling lap after lap, because they're not only racing each other, they are racing the track as well. Because once again, ladies and gentlemen, this is one of the tougher tracks on iRacing, and it does really bring the drivers out of these racers. So fingers crossed, and we're gonna see a lot more battling to come before the race is over. We are going green this time by being led once again by Adam Eisenhower. The pace car dips off. Adam still holding pace speed this far. He puts on the floor. He does catch the drivers off guard. The 40, Joshua Glenn gets caught sleeping. The 80, Jay Pryor, Travis Pryor. The outside has been stacked up, and the inside will benefit. Chris Gillum goes from third place, second place this time by, overtakes Joshua Gillen, and his next victim is the leader, 86 of Adam Eisenhower. Yep, I wonder the same thing as well. I'm sure at that point you just have to maybe pretty much cheer for the one who's doing better. I'm sure is the way it would be, but let's see exactly how she answers that in the chat. So Patty, if you're listening, how would you respond in that situation? And here for the back in the pack, we have the 30 of Andy Starcher. Andy Starcher so far is riding single file behind the 18 of Vernon Markheim. Vernon Markheim did decide to go to the back of the pack, or I should say for the back in the pack, mid-pack, to just pretty much ride for now, buying his time, trying to get used to the machine, trying to get acquainted with the track as well as he can, so he can be able to just pretty much know what his limits are, or how much he can push it, or what he can and cannot do. And for the back in this pack, we have the 58 of James Peterson challenging 31 of Andrew Riley side by side. Yep, that outside line strategy, very, very smart. That strategy is very, very smart here. So they are trying to set themselves up for the long run. And as we speak, the 58 of Peterson is being challenged by the 48 of Christopher Smith. Oh, we have a new driver here in this mix, the 49 of Timothy Hamlet. Timothy Hamlet charging on the outside of 48 of Christopher Smith. And right behind Mr. Hamlet, we do have the 79 of Thomas Jarvis Jr. But Jarvis does just back it down so far. Lets everything play out and overtakes the 48 of Christopher Smith, who is pinned on the inside. Oh, and the caution flies here on lap number 37. Well, 39 for the leaders. We are going to back it up and see who might have been involved. I believe that was Chris Gillum who got a piece of the action. Yes, it was Chris Gillum. Let's back it up on Chris Gillum, Dave, and see what happened. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are 40 laps in with 105 laps remaining. We will take this time to take our first commercial break of the evening. We'll be right back, so please stay tuned. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Toyota Tundra 250, round 3 of the Xtrememotorsports99.com Pro Can-Am series, brought to you by Xtrememotorsports99.com. Well, we are now back 1 to green this time by, but before we go back to the race, for those interested in joining the Xtreme Motorsports, please check them out at Xtrememotorsports99.com. Drop the first E in Xtreme, start with the X, that's Xtrememotorsports99.com, so you can be able to all the questions will be answered, because they do have a lot of different series, and you guys can join those based on your experience, because they do place you in different series based on how much experience that you have. Well, here we are now back 1 to green, as I talked about, and we are being led by the 105 of Tristan Thrasher, who is starting on the outside with the help of Jay Pryor, and Chris Gillum to the inside with the help of Adam Eisenhower. And the pace car does dip off 105 of Thrasher. Got a very, very good start. Commanding lead here, entering turn 1 against second place driver Chris Gillum. He did leave these drivers all in the dust. But once again here, Tristan has 10 laps more on his tires compared to everybody else. So we're going to see exactly how this affects him, if it affects him negatively or positively. And here Chris Gillum with some right rear damage on the machine, but still rocking it quite well. And speaking of Wally Tierheimer, Wally here trying to make some moves against the 40 of Joshua Gillen. And Wally had a very, very excellent qualifying time. He qualified second place with a 29.262 and had a 6th place practice time. And his qualifying time was actually quicker than his practice time. So he does have a lot to offer in terms of competition here tonight at Kansas Speedway. He will follow the line of the 40 of Joshua Gillen past the 52 of Chris Gillum. But Gillum is doing amazing on the outside, the slingshot engaged, and that will keep him in the 4th place spot. Yeah, and for the back behind them, we have some battles brewing up. The 44 of Damian Crump trying to make some moves, oh, we have the driver in the wall, 79 of Rigney, no, it's 01 of Leandro Castro. He gets to the wall, he gets sucked into it. The green flag stays out. He stays high to let everybody by, the fastest traffic by, and no harm's done. And the 01 Leandro Castro trying to get back in the groove of things, trying to get back in the groove. He is on the outside, but so far looks like it's going to get worse for him before it gets better. But to his inside, 13 of Eli Green boxed in behind the 94 of Garrett Helmlinger. It's been a good match of Garrett Helmlinger tonight, but he has been keeping a very low profile, and he is an amazing driver and new addition, or I should say a great new addition to the Xtrememotorsports99.com Pro Can-Am series. And the 05 Tommy Massey just had some bad luck. He lost a lot of spots, and he is getting freight trained as we speak. Oh, yes, he does. And the one drop of a Thrasher to the inside or to the outside and leaves the inside open enough for Wally Tierheimer, 40 of Joshua Gillen to get around him successfully before turn 1. And 05 of Thrasher still staying high. Looks like the 10-lap older tires are finally starting to bite him. As we speak, he's going back to the inside of Wally Tierheimer to try and get back on his rightful his, which was that 4th place position. Let's see how this plays out. Yep, Thrasher will be able to take back the 4th place spot and maintain it for now while pulling on the 98 of Dakota Craig. Yeah, that is Dakota Craig. But Dakota Craig is now trying to battle 75 of Tierheimer, but Tierheimer being approached by 78 of Jeremy Rigney. Yep, this is quite a cluster. We have 3 sets of 2 wide going on here, entering turn number 1. And as we speak, the 105 of Thrasher still making some moves, but these drivers, the more they battle, the more time they lose to the leaders. I've actually been monitoring the amount of time they've lost. They've lost 2 seconds in the last 4 laps, and that is a lot of time lost, and they will try and gain that. They will have to gain it back before the pit stops kick in, because green flag pit stops on the way, ladies and gentlemen. Green flag pit stops, and we had 3 required pit stops starting tonight's race, and it's safe to say we still need 2 more in order for the drivers to be able to make it the remainder of the way. And for the back in this pack, Ralph Vanderforst, Mr. Highside himself, is watching a battle between Vern Markheim, Jeremy Rigney, Wally Tierheimer, and is being approached by the 28 of Chris Voss. Yep, and you see him just pretty much picking off the drivers who did not benefit from that. Oh, he watches the contact between the 18 Vernon Markheim and Jeremy Rigney, but no harm done, just exchanging paint, nothing major, and they will most likely get that back before the race is over there on pit road. And Ralph Vanderforst is actually catching up to them, but he entering turn 1, they do increase the gap a little bit. Oh man, he goes to the inside of Jeremy Rigney and overtakes Jeremy Rigney and will be bumped up to 8th place from 9th. And Mr. Highside himself, once again, Ralph Vanderforst living up to his name, and this is definitely the track to do just that, work the outside line. The outside line is the better place to be. You do save tires, it is fast. When it becomes a 1-groove racetrack, the outside line is that one groove that these drivers need, and these drivers use mostly because the inside becomes very, very pushy and very, very slow. And they do have to be on their toes when on the inside. And as we speak here, Ralph, oh, he tops the wall with his right rear, but no harms. It is going to go 3 wide. Yes, 3 wide between Ralph Vanderforst, Wally Tierheimer, and Jeremy Rigney, entering turn 1. Wally Tierheimer did back it down to let them go back double wide, and Ralph Vanderforst slingshot engaged with the outside line off turn 2 and gets around both Tierheimer and Rigney and goes from 9th place to 7th place here in 1 lap. And his next victim is the 18 of Vern Markheim. Yep, heavy moves by the 81 of Travis Pryor this far. He will not stop until he gets up there and leads some laps. And every time it takes a race lead, it's very difficult to take the race away from him. So it makes things interesting. 0-1 of Castro again gets to the wall. And that machine's having some trouble and is really getting flirty with that wall, and has been all race long. The caution flies on lap 61. So it involved the Ralph Vandervoort, 66 of Ralph Vandervoort. Mr. Highside himself got a piece of the action. Looks like it started up front with that was Vernon Markheim. Yes, Vernon Markheim. Let's see what happened to Vernon Markheim on replay. Absolutely, very unfortunate indeed for the drivers involved in that, Vern Markheim and Mr. Highside himself, Ralph Vandervoort. But this caution was most likely much needed for these drivers because they had over 20 laps on their tires and tanks. And ladies and gentlemen, we have a driver here coming up shortly. That's going to be the 105 of Tristan Thrasher for interview. So let's actually get him up here. Ladies and gentlemen, we are being joined up in the Dre broadcasting booth by the solo driver, new to the Extreme Motorsports Pro Can-Am Series this season, the 105 of Tristan Thrasher with the Wicked Fabrication Racing Team. Get it up there, Tristan. Oh, wrong room there.
How you doing, buddy?
There we go. Good. How are you?
Can't complain, can't complain.
Well, Tristan, you seem to be the only driver who had a totally an opposite pit strategy compared to everybody else. You stayed out twice, having over 10 laps on your tires than everybody else. How did that affect you? How did that affect you, by the way?
We're just trying to get some pit strategy going, but a little too many laps on the tires, they start to go away a little bit.
Oh, absolutely, man. We noticed you were just holding your own out there despite those tires being gone. You are still being able to just stay there in the top 5, top 10. Very, very impressive. And how's the machine treating you tonight? Because this track is one of the toughest tracks on iRacing.
Oh yeah, it's been going good. I can't get the Highline working like everybody else can, but the bottom works pretty good for me in this setup. Maybe it's just my driving style, but everybody else been working at Highline pretty good, and I just can't get it down. But maybe we can finish all right tonight.
Oh, most definitely. And I'm very surprised you said that the inside here is your sweet spot. Basically, it's your sweet race line, because everybody else seems to be pushing very tightly on the inside, and the outside line seems to be the preferred race groove for everybody else. And so that is very, very commendable, and it's going to be very beneficial on your part, because the inside is shorter way around the track, or shortest way around the track. And with that said, that will benefit you greatly. But buddy, what's your strategy going on from now on?
Do what now, bud?
I was saying, what's your strategy from now?
We're going to try to see if we can get this middle groove working a little bit and just ride around, collect these laps. I ain't going to try to get up there and race these regulars, but we're going to try to put on a good show and stay where we need to be. Maybe we can salvage a top 15 out of it.
Oh, copy that. Sounds good, man. We look forward to that. And Tristan, we talked about how this is your first race here with the Extreme Motorsports. So basically, what should we expect to see from you here in the all season long?
Well, if everything keeps going like it's going now, and Vernon and them, they put on good races and everything, maybe we can just run a full season here and not be a standby. Maybe we can get in there and put on a good show for everybody.
Oh, 10-4, brother. Well, once again, I want to, first of all, welcome you to the Xtrememotorsports99.com. I should have done it the first time, but I don't know why I did not think about that. But welcome to the Extreme Motorsports, man. And we hope that you become more than a standby driver. And we hope you enjoy your stay, buddy. Look forward to seeing you in Victory Lane.
Thank you, sir. And
that was the new driver 105 of Tristan Thrasher. here in the 23rd place spot. He just got his lap back. He got one lap back. And is now in 23rd place, last driver on the lead lap. And we are now back one to green this time by being led by the 8-0 of Jay Pryor with the help of the 40 of Joshua Gillen. On the outside is Adam Eisenhower with the help of the 98 of Dakota Craig, and the pace car dips of contact between the leaders Pryor and Eisenhower, but the green flag flies. Pryor does catch everybody off guard and has a good start entering turn 1, and so far Adam Eisenhower trying to catch up to Jay Pryor, but the damage on his right front is quite bad. Yep, as he tries to gather it back up here slowly but surely. He is getting there, and he will get there. He'll be back battling here before too long. And for the back in this pack, the 13 of Eli Green. Eli Green was keeping a low profile here all race long this far, and is now behind 75 of Wally Tierheimer for 7th place. And behind him, he is being challenged by the 78, actually being approached by 78 of Jeremy Rigby. No challenge just yet. As we speak, actually, Green is challenging the 75 of Tierheimer while drafting off the 40 of Joshua Gillen. Oh man, Dakota Craig was flipping in every single direction possible, but Joshua Gillen got a piece of the action as well. Adam Eisenhower, Chris Voiles got a piece of the action as we spoke, and try and see who exactly we can focus on. Let's focus on 98 of Dakota Craig, see what happened. Oh yes, it will. And that's very unfortunate indeed for every single driver involved. And I'm here thinking nobody was going to beat the the record of Timothy McBrayer there early on of flips and turns and just pretty much being on his lid. But looks like Dakota might have gotten very close to almost overtaking Mr. McBrayer's record. But that is very, very unfortunate indeed for all drivers involved in that. And hopefully they still have their backup cars, or one of their backup cars that they've been awarded here with by the Xtrememotorsports99. And yeah, I do believe so. I believe Dakota's... I don't remember Dakota being involved in anything, and Adam Eisenhower was not involved in anything. So he will be back out there with a brand new machine, or should be back out there with a brand new machine. But going back up front, Jay Pryor stays out this time by still leading. Damian Crump now second, Travis Pryor third, Wally Tierheimer fourth, and Eli Green fifth. But pit road includes Tommy Amasi, Vernon Markheim, Timothy Hamlet, James Peterson, Gary Woolbot, Adam Eisenhower, Dakota Craig, Joshua Gillen. These drivers all down pit road this time by. Well, 3 of those are getting towed down pit road, namely Joshua Gillen, Dakota Craig, and Adam Eisenhower. We'll look forward to seeing these drivers back on the track. Hopefully, they still have their one backup car. And one driver gets the wave around the pace car, the lucky dog. That's the 59 of David White, back on the lead lap this time by. And if we do not go 1 to green this time by, this will give us some time to get a race interview in. So fingers crossed. Yeah, the lights of the pace car do stay on, so yes, we do have time to get a race interview in. So let's focus on one of the drivers here. I'm gonna try and go down this list. Let's focus on the 127 of Jason Anderson. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are being joined up in the Dre broadcasting booth by a new driver, the 127 of Jason Anderson. Get a cup there, Jason.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
Going good.
Well, Jason, man, by the looks of it, the race has not gone as you intended, but it's very nice to see you still out here trying to do as much damage as you possibly can here in positions and just pretty much on the track and racing as much as you can. But how's the machine handling tonight?
It was pretty good at the beginning, obviously, but now, I mean, I haven't got it up to speed yet. We'll see how it goes. If I'm just a nuisance out here, I'll put it back in the pits. But right now, it seems all right, but we'll see what happens when it gets back up to speed.
Oh, most definitely, man. But we want to commend you once again on being determined to get the job done despite the bad luck that you had here tonight's race in the very beginning. It's very nice to see you still going. And man, you're rocking a very amazing looking paint scheme there. The Power Energy toothpaste, got a whole bunch of other things. AR-15 Racing. Want to talk about the paint scheme a little bit?
Yeah, Power Toothpaste is they're a small company out of Colorado. You can check them out online. They're our monetary sponsor for our team. The team's AR15Racing.com. It's just some veteran friends that we've grouped together to make a racing team, a sim racing team.
Oh, 10-4, man, that sounds amazing. And once again, amazing paint scheme on your part. A lot of time and effort was put into it. And Jason, man, congrats once again on staying alive here despite your bad luck early on. We look forward to seeing you moving up a few more spots for tonight's race is over. You are now back one to green. Make us proud, buddy. Make us proud.
Thanks, man.
And that was the 127 of Jason Anderson, new driver here as well, standby driver. But we are now back one to green once again. The pace car is going to be dipping off, exiting turn 4.
Green flag, green flag.
Yep, at this point, the Pryor is trying to work together, trying to pull away from the field. Great strategy if it works. But Damian Crump, Eli Green, Wally Tierheimer, Jeremy Rigney, Chris Boyles, Andy Starcher, and Leandro Castro might have a lot to say about that. They will try and they'll make that impossible to do. And as we see, 44 of Damian Crump is catching up to Travis Pryor as we speak. And looking in the chat there, Joshua, man, yeah, it's very sad to see your misfortune, but please keep coming back. That's very, very commendable, seeing you coming back week after week, despite having bad luck. And trust me, buddy, it will pick up. Once again, it will pick up. So please don't give up. And as we see here, we have a battle for third place between Damian Crump and Eli Green. But Eli Green will clear Damian Crump successfully. But Slingshot engaged on off turn 2 by Crump. And he will be to his inside. Yes, he goes back to the inside of 13 of Eli Green. Crossover move engaged, entering turn 3. In this one, another driver unspoken matchup here tonight. The 24 of Brandon Slaw. Brandon Slaw is behind the 28 of Chris Boyles for 8th place. He is trying to pounce, but that 24 machine has seen better days, but it is still determined. That is one great looking paint scheme. I always enjoy looking at the Brandon Slaw's paint scheme. It's got a very nice color. and it looks amazing under the lights. And as we speak here, he is still trying to play mind games against Chris Voyles. Chris Voyles not having it. And I see one driver going down pit road this time by. I'm gonna try and catch a number and a name on the driver. That's 21 of Rick Mason. Yeah, Rick Mason. Oh, that explains why I haven't seen much of Rick Mason. He had some bad luck there early on. I thought he got a brand new machine, but it looks like he didn't have it handy. But he is on pit road, getting some more damage fixed, being shown 55 laps down. That is determination, man. That's good to see. But here, going back out on the track, we have Jason Eisenhower. That's CNS Hobbies machine on the outside. And Jason had some bad luck as well, and he's trying his best to make up some time. He is being shown 3 laps down. He is being challenged by the 79 of Thomas Jowers, who is his next opponent for position number 26, because they are both being shown 3 laps down. But as we speak, Jason still maintaining that 26th place spot for now. And in front of him, we do have 113 of Matt Rigway. We have the 105 of Tristan Thrasher, 48 of Christopher Smith. Single file so far, and the draft is strong on the backstretch. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Toyota Tundra 250, round 3 of the Xtrememotorsports99.com Pro K&N series, brought to you by the Xtrememotorsports99.com. Well, for all those interested in joining this, being a part of the Xtrememotorsports99.com family, check them out at Xtrememotorsports99.com. Drop the first E in Extreme and start with the X. That's Xtrememotorsports99.com. For all those viewers just now tuning in, first of all, welcome to the Dre Broadcasting Network. And here at Extreme, they do run Road Series and K&N Series on Monday nights, Tuesday nights Truck Series, Wednesday nights Xfinity Series, and Thursday nights a Cup Series. And Dre Broadcasting Network has the honor of broadcasting or covering the Pro K&N Series, including the Truck Series, while OSR Network with Joe White covers Xfinity Series with David Everly on Wednesdays and on Thursday nights as well. So it's broadcast on Wednesdays and Thursdays, broadcast by the OSR Network with Joe White. Well, here we are under caution, and as we speak, we are being led by the 44 of Damian Crump, Jay Pryor 2nd, Eli Green 3rd, Wally Tierheimer 4th, and Travis Pryor in the 5th place position. And here we are, 89 laps in, 56 laps remaining, so it's almost go time for some drivers. When we have Team Headshot Production, that's Team Headshot Productions. Welcome to Dre Broadcasting, brother, and thank you for the clarification. Jeez, I cannot speak, I apologize. And the 19 you're saying is Hal Amy. Got it. Thank you very much. And if we do not go 1 to green this time by once we cross start finish line, that's gonna give us some time to get a race interview in. So fingers crossed. And for all those in the chat, give us a you can request an interview. We can interview one of your picks tonight. So just let us know, and we'll get it done while we can. And here's some drivers behind the pace car trying to get 1 lap back. We have Jason Anderson, Thomas Jarvis Jr., Matt Rigway, and Adam Eisenhower. The lights on the pace car do turn off. They get waved around the pace car here. And this will now force everybody to get lined up. Damian Crump with the help of Eli Green on the inside. Jay Pryor with the help of Wally Tierheimer on the outside line. Going green this time by, and once we go green, it's going to give us a 54 lap shootout. That's 54 laps and 91 laps in. And here as we speak, we have 20 drivers being shown on the lead lap, only 20 drivers. But we're gonna have, I think, 4 or 5 more get back on the lead lap once we cross start finish line, once it registers, because they just some of them just got waved around the pace car. Once the lights on the pace car just turned off, we are going green this time by off turn 4. The pace car is off. The green flag flies. The 44 of Crump does catch everybody off guard. 80 of Travis Pryor coming in time to maintain second place spot and be all over the rear view or the rear view mirror of the leader, 44 Damian Crump. 13 Eli Green here, third place does miss a shift, and because he missed that shift, the 81 of Pryor is outside trying to make a move. And for the back in this pack, 78 of Jeremy Rigney behind the 75 of Wally Tierheimer. So far, single foul, but battling side by side for the race between Jay Pryor and Damian Crump. Yep, so many battles throughout the whole entire racetrack, still battling now for second place between Eli Green and Damian Crump. But Travis was able to maintain the fourth place spot away from Wally Tierheimer, but Wally not in the clear just yet. Jeremy Rigney to the outside. And ladies and gentlemen, what you've been waiting for, oh, and also in the chat there, Joshua and Pat T, I hear you guys. We'll get an interview with 24 Brandon Slaw, including Travis Pryor, before the race is over. Well, to crank it up, come ladies and gentlemen, turn up that volume and enjoy the show.
Alright, man, caution is out. Caution is out.
Well, that was a crank it up cam light right there, ladies and gentlemen, but we are under caution this time by. It looks like it was between the 30 of Andy Starcher and the 28 of Chris Voiles. Let's back it up on Andy Starcher, see what happened.
As we are following the 30 of Andy Starcher here, as he is just riding.
Yeah, man, and Andy Starcher gets the worst end of that deal right there. He is smoking heavily down to pit road, and hopefully he's able to keep those temps down or low enough to avoid hearing a big loud boom from the rear end, or I should say a big loud boom with some smoke from the rear end. But he should be able to get back down there before too long. Hopefully he still has his backup car, so he can be able to still stay competitive. Well, for those requested interviews, let's focus on the 24 of Brandon Slaw to begin. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are being joined up in the Dre broadcasting booth by the 24 Brandon Slaw. That's Brandon Slaw with the Gillen Motorsports team. Get a cup there, Brandon?
Yep.
How you doing tonight?
I'm good, how are you?
Oh, doing good too, thank you. Well, Brandon, tonight your machine has seen better days, but that is not stopping it from doing some damage to the field and the track itself. But how's your race going so far?
Pretty rough right now. I mean, got taken out early in the race, used my one car, but try to keep that out of everything, so I'm glad to stay this long.
Oh, 10-4, man. Glad to hear about that, despite your misfortune there early on. And how's the machine treating you? How's the machine handling with the damage? I would guess maybe it's a little bit tighter or looser than usual?
It's actually handling really well. I mean, high line is where it's at on this track. Still fast, kind of happy about that, but yeah, overall, it's really fast.
And taking into consideration the circumstances right now there, Brandon, where do you see yourself on lap 144?
Hopefully on the top 5, if not in first, taking the win home.
Oh, copy that. That's exactly what we like to hear, man. But we are glad that despite your misfortune, you were not discouraged and still maintained your heavy foot which is really benefiting and making a huge difference here tonight. And when it comes down to green flag pit stops, if we have any green flag pit stops, do you have any strategies in mind?
Not right now, but I'll be talking with my team about all that.
10-4, man. Well, buddy, congrats once again on making it this far. We look forward to seeing you 6 spots higher on the pole. Have a good one, buddy.
You too.
And that was the 24 of Brandon Slaw with the Xtrememotorsports team here. He will be getting up there before too long, very determined, as he had some misfortunes there in the very beginning of the race. But that has not stopped him, once again, from doing some damage to the track. And the next interview will get, if we have another caution, we'll be interviewing the 81 of Travis Pryor. Going back up front, we will be going 1 to green here shortly. Yep, we are now back 1 to green. The lights on the pace car do turn off. The 80 of Jay Pryor still leading with the help of the 81 of Travis Pryor. This is the dream restart for Pat T. 13 Eli Green on the outside with the help of the 78 of Jeremy Rigney. Going green this time by, we have Wally Tierheimer and Leandro Castro side by side. Brandon Slaw, Caleb Daniels side by side as well. Andrew Riley and Tristan Thrasher side by side as well. And that is all the top 10 drivers. And we have a 28 of Chris Voss, unfortunately retiring for the night tonight. But look forward to seeing this driver back next week at Charlotte Motor Speedway for the drive for COPD 125. And the 0-1 of Leandro Castro dips down in behind him and there, but Wally Tierheimer goes back high to get into a good race groove to set himself up for turn 3, but 0-1 Leandro Castro drives it away hard, entering turn 3, and just might clear Wally before too long. Contact made between the two drivers. Oh, Leandro Castro was sideways. Oh man, that's a 7.5, Dave. Let's back it up and see exactly how that went down.
Alright, man, caution is out. Caution is out.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But yeah, that was a nice save, definitely, by Leandro Castro. A save and a half with his foot down the floor. He did not lift whatsoever. But we'll see who was involved in the caution here this time. Oh, looks like it involved the 44 of Damien Crump. Yes, Damien Crump got a piece of the action. Let's see what happened to Damien. Yeah, great job to these drivers all being able to avoid making that bigger than it was, and great save by Damien Crump and keeping that machine unscratched. The only damage it did was really scrub those wheels a lot more. So it's most likely going to be going down pit road to get a fresh set of tires to end this race. 41 laps remaining, and the drivers just might be able to make it the remainder of the way if they pit in this time by. But we will find out. Well, here up front, Jay Pryor still leading. Travis Pryor being shown second. Eli Green third. Wally Tierheimer fourth. And Leandro Castro fifth. But the drivers up front trying to wait for the pace car to avoid getting penalized here by the iRacing officials. Oh man, yep, 9 lead changes. I guess at this point it's safe to say a few more lead changes to come before the race is over. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, this is a very tough track. It's a tougher track compared to most that we've ran this far. So with that said, we won't be seeing as many lead changes as we have seen in the past, but these drivers still doing an amazing job regardless. As Jay Pryor right now will lead everybody down pit road this time by, and the majority will follow. And some drivers staying out. Andrew Riley stays out, takes over the race lead on lap 105 with 40 laps remaining. He also has James Peterson staying out. Jim Peterson, David White, Adam Eisenhower stayed out, including Ralph Vanderforst, Matt Ridgway, and Thomas Jowers Jr. stayed out. Jason Anderson and Rick Mason too did stay out. And some drivers here, looks like Matt Ridgway should be getting the wave around the pace car, the lucky dog here, before too long. So fingers crossed for that. I haven't spoken much of the 7 of Gary Woolbot tonight, but he is still here. He is racing tonight, and he's just pretty much having the same strategy he always does of riding in the back pretty much all race long and being there for the very end when it matters the most. And the 05 of Tommy Massey status check on Tommy Massey, trying to have a 3rd win at the 3rd race of the season. He after having back-to-back wins, first and second race, Daytona and Atlanta, and trying to make this Kansas Speedway his 3rd win. He is being shown in the 9th place spot behind the 10 of Caleb Daniels. And we are now back 1 to green, this time by being led by Andrew Riley with the help of David White. Actually scratched that. Looks like Andrew Riley is starting on the outside line because the leaders do have lane choice. With the help of Adam Eisenhower. On the inside is 59 of James Peterson. This is Peterson's highest move so far here in tonight's race, with the help of 59 of David White on this restart. And last time we checked on Adam Eisenhower, he had a lot of damage on the right front of that machine, but he was able to get a brand new machine and not a single scratch on that beast. So with that said, a lot more damage will be done by Adam Eisenhower. So fingers crossed to everybody else. And David White with a little bit of a dent in his rear end. He has some beating and banging was going on there early on with David White, but he is back out. He is stronger than ever before, and going green this time by exiting turn 4. And the pace car does dip off. Andrew, oh, big check on the inside. They slam into each other, but Andrew Riley does take over this thing. He does get a very good start, but Adam Eisenhower sees it coming in time enough to maintain that 2nd place spot. And James Peterson 3rd place in line, 4th back in line, single foul ahead of David White and the 13 of Eli Green. We are now green flag racing, 38 laps remaining, 107 laps completed as the 13 of Eli Green to the inside of David White, side by side. And further back in this pack, we have the 94 of Garrett Helmling, a 105 Leandro Castro, well, with 105 of Tristan Thrasher, and 01 of Leandro Castro so far in a cluster of their own. Leandro to the outside line, 105 Thrasher to the inside, but Thrasher does fall short on the exit of 2, and Slingshot was engaged on 01 of Leandro Castro off turn 2, entering turn 3, and his next victim is a 94 of Garrett Helmling. And 01 Leandro Castro to the inside of Helmlinger, still side by side as they approach turn 2 this time by, but Helmlinger just might have a slingshot off turn 2. And yes, he does have the slingshot he was wanting, and that did help him lead a big nose against Leandro Castro, but they still stay side by side.
Caution is out.
Oh, that involved the 52 of Chris Gillum, who was going backwards on the track after everything was done. But let's back up on Chris Gillum and see what happened. Absolutely, Chris Gillum getting the worst end of that with heavy smoke from the rear end. Actually blew his motor now, and he's coasting down to pit road, just pretty much crawling down to pit road, and hopefully he still has his backup car that he can be able to use here for the remainder of the way. And one driver barbecuing up the racetrack so far, trying to make it to his pit stall. That's 47. Actually, no, that's the 80. Yeah, the 80 of Jay Pryor with some heavy smoke from the rear end. This will set him back quite a ways back, and hopefully he still has a backup car as well. And as promised, ladies and gentlemen, race interview coming up with the 81 of Travis Pryor. Let's move him up. Travis Pryor. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are being joined up in the Dre broadcasting booth by Maverick Motorsports driver, the 81 of Travis Pryor. Got a cup there, Travis?
Yes, I do. How are y'all doing?
Good, how are you?
Doing pretty good. Just trying to figure out how this race is going to end right here.
Oh man, we hear you. It's been a wild race so far, man, tonight. You've been able to stay alive. That's very, very commendable and very, very good to see. And at one point, we noticed you were behind your uncle and teammate, the 80 of Jay Pryor there. Tell us about the experience between the two of you, while nose to tail for the lead.
It's definitely an experience that's awesome to have. You know, he was able to teach me anything I know about racing and how to drive these cars. So it's pretty nice to see him getting this and show us how it's done. You know, so definitely enjoyed that, and it's definitely fun having the 80 and 81 up there leading the pack.
Oh, absolutely. And from last season, I like how Jay Pryor went from telling you how to get the job done to showing you how to get the job done. That is pretty amazing. And tonight, man, you have come a long way. The last restart, that was actually 3 restarts ago, you started 22nd on the restart, but then you ended up moving up to about 10th place in less than 6 laps. And how's the machine handling tonight, man?
Car feels good. The first 3 to 5 laps or so, it's very equal, very competitive. It's not till about 10 laps into a run that you really start to see who has the better tires and who's really conserving them, and that's whenever the car really starts to roll. You got to get these good exits on these long straightaways in the front stretch.
Oh, absolutely, man. And how's the competition looking out there? Basically, what do you think you have to do to be successful tonight?
I think whoever can nail this last pit stop that we're going to have right here, have the freshest tires out front, and whoever can push their car to the limit without going over the edge is the one that's going to win this race. There's no telling who's going to be up here. Top 10 is full of all kinds of fast cars, so it's just going to come down to who can drive that car the fastest without going over the edge.
Oh, absolutely, man. Yes, that last pit stop should really throw quite a loophole, I should say, curveball for some drivers. And man, you are now back 1 to green, making Pat T very proud there in the chat. When the two of you were nose to tail, first and second, she was going crazy there in the chat. So you are making her proud, and keep that in mind. And see you 4 spots higher tonight, buddy.
Awesome, thank you very much.
And that was the 81 of Travis Pryor. And we are now going green this time by being led by the 86 of Adam Eisenhower. He is now finally back in the race lead. And that's probably a bad thing for everybody else around him. But it's going to be difficult to take that away from him. The pace car dips off this time. And Adam still holds pace speed. He does put it down the floorboard. He does catch him off guard yet again. And David White sees it coming in time to take over second place away from 31 of Andrew Riley. And Andrew will fall back in line as soon as he can. Nope, 13 Eli Green is inside, side by side. 81 Travis Pryor to the inside of both the 31 of Riley and 13 of Eli Green. They both stay high so far. They are, just like Travis talked about, the first 3 laps of the run are the most competitive. And right now we do see a lot of side by side going on, and also keeping in mind that these drivers still need 1 more pit stop in order to be able to make it the remainder of the way. They have to start thinking about when to pit in, going in as a pack, going in as a solo, going in as a team, or however they're gonna have to do it. Or to say going in, just going in when the majority pits in, like most drivers like to do, go with majority, or maybe just do what the leader does. And for the back in this pack, the 01 Leandro Cash watching a battle between, actually that's going to be 31 Van Riley watching a battle between the 81 of Pryor and 13 of Eli Green. And for the back in the pack here, Dave 58 of James Peterson trying to make some headway now. Oh, we have drove off the track on the apron. That's the 21 of Rick Mason. Yeah, Rick Mason is under speed, unfortunately, and is most likely getting towed, crawling down towards pit road. Actually, he's blown his motor and is trying to just coast it. Oh man, that's unfortunate for Rick. Going back to James Peterson. Peterson is making some moves, trying to make some moves as we speak. He is 1 spot away from the top 10. 44, Damien Crump to the inside, taking it 3 wide. No, they go back double wide as the 105 of Tristan did end up backing it down to let them go back double wide. And now battle between James Peterson and the 44 of Damien Crump. More drivers here in the pack starting to make some more moves. The 7 of Gary Woobot. Gary Woobot in the 16th place spot. His next victim is the 49 of Timothy Hamlet, who is under fire from the 105 of Tristan. Oh man, we have lost 2 more drivers. The 18 of Vernon Markheim, including the 52 of Chris Gillum. We look forward to seeing these drivers back again next week for Charlotte Motor Speedway. That track is a totally different beast. With that said, it will have a lot more battles, a lot more side by side, and it's not particularly a one-groove racetrack. It's going to be like last week, a multi-groove racetrack, and that will make things very, very interesting. So be sure you don't miss out on that one. That's next week. Charlotte Motor Speedway, the drive for COPD 125. That is round 4. Going back up front here so far, Adam Eisenhower having a 5/10 of a second lead against the 59 of David White, but 3 wide Tommy Amasi, 24 of Brandon Slaw, including Damien Crump. They go back double wide. Yeah, Tommy Amasi has sustained some left front damage on the machine, which is affecting the rotation of it. Oh, he gets his nose chopped off. Oh, they wreck behind him. Gets rear-ended. He goes off the track. He locks it down. He smacks the wall a little bit, and the caution flies here on lap 122 with 23 laps remaining. Oh, absolutely, man. Yeah, very unfortunate. Yeah, it looks like 24 Brandon Slaw did end up pushing up, and that one just claimed him, which did catch Tommy Massey in the crossfire, because once he backed it down to avoid getting to the back of Slaw, it was just a chain effect down the row, or down the field. Well, here going back up front, still being led by Adam Eisenhower, who most likely is going to be going down pit road, because, yes, he is. He leads everybody down pit road this time by, and because they pit in, they will be able to make it the remainder of the way. Well, with that said, ladies and gentlemen, we'll take this time to take our final commercial break of the evening, so we can thank our sponsors and also give you guys a chance to get your popcorn and refreshments. We'll be right back. Stay tuned. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Toyota Tundra 250, round 3 of the Xtrememotorsports99.com Pro K&N series, brought to you by Xtrememotorsports99. Well, for all those interested in knowing more about Xtrememotorsports99, please check out their website, Xtrememotorsports99.com. Drop the first E in Xtreme and start with the X, Xtrememotorsports99.com. Well, going back to the race, we have quite a few two-tire heroes. We have about 4 two-tire heroes, basically two drivers who took only 2 tires for their final pit stop, namely Jeremy Rigney, the new leader, Caleb Daniels, Gary Woobot, including James Peterson, all took 2 tires only, while everybody else took 4. So we're going to see exactly how this affects these drivers, if it affects them at all. And we're going to be having an 18-lap shootout. So 18 laps of green flag, white knuckle racing to come, ladies and gentlemen. So fingers crossed, it's going to be wild. Well, actually looks like Jeremy Rigney and Caleb Daniels are going to be sent to the back of the pack here. So I'm not sure what happened. But up front, looks like the leader is going to be the 86 of Adam Eisenhower with the help of the it's going to be 13 of Eli Green, David White with Travis Pryor on the outside, going green with 18 laps remaining this time by. Yeah, great jump indeed once again by Adam Eisenhower. David Weiss drifts way high to let Travis Pryor, 13 Eli Green go by, and they do get around him successfully, and they are now nose to tail bump dropping for dear life on the backstretch. Namely, that is once again Eli Green and 81 of Travis Pryor.
Yeah, Eli.
For the back in this pack, 58 of James Peterson still trying to make some moves. He is making moves, I should say, against 44 of Damian Crump. This time by Damian stays high. Peterson to the inside line. Side by side they'll go. Entering turns number 3 and 4. And exiting turn 4. Crump just might have him. The slingshot engaged. Yes, he clears him successfully here before turn 1. And now he's challenging the 105 of Christian Thrasher. Yeah, very unfortunate indeed for the 105 of Christian Thrasher, who got the worst end of that deal right there, man. But look forward to seeing him back on the track, or he is still back on the track here. Despite the scratches and dents in that beast, he will still be able to stay on the lead lap and be competitive with the next upcoming laps. Well, going back up front, we are being led by Adam Eisenhower, Eli Green second, Travis Pryor third, David White fourth, and Wally Tierheimer in the 5th place position, and Timothy Hamlet 6th, Andrew Riley 7th, Gary Woolbot 8th, Damian Crump 9th, and Tommy Amasi in the 10th place spot, and that rounds up the top 10 so far. And since the drivers did pit in the last lap, well, the last caution, and they were able to make it the remainder of the way, there is no need to go down pit road. But we have some drivers going down pit road: Jeremy Rigney, Matt Ridgway, Leandro Castro, Jay Pryor down pit road as well. As we have one driver who just got the wave around the pace car, the 94 of Garrett Helmlinger, back on the lead lap on lap 131 with 14 laps left. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, it is go time. Less than 15 laps remaining here in tonight's race, and all these drivers in the back of the pack, who've been riding in the back of the pack pretty much all race long, will be getting back to the front, or will be getting to the front for the first time before too long. Namely, Garrett Helmlinger, the 7 of Gary Woolbot, the 05 of Tommy Massey, who has been already making headway here before even the 50 lap to go mark. So here before too long, they should be able to get up there, because now is the time to shine. And speaking of Gary Woolbot is in 8th place in the top 10 after starting in the 25th place position. And Timothy Hamlet is 6th from 30th. Andrew Riley 26th. He's 7th from 26th. And Gary Woolbot once again from 25th to 8th place. And James Peterson from 28th to 11th. He's the high side himself, Ralph Vanderforst from 21st place to 14th, and Christian Thrasher from 38th to 15th. Well, actually, we only had 36 drivers start, so he went from 36th to 15th. Oh, Leandro, man, we hear you. Your engine gave up. Sorry about that, man. It was still an amazing race on your part. Great job. And Leandro, we look forward to seeing you back again next week at Charlotte Motor Speedway. And the 1-to-go mark will be this time by, and that's going to give us a 12-lap shootout. So 12 laps of hard racing. So ladies and gentlemen, once again, this is now the time. Put those seatbelts on, hang on to your seat, and put those snacks away, because you do not want to make a mess. And it will be a bumpy ride, is what I'm trying to say. And here for this lineup, we have the 86 of Adam Eisenhower, the leader, preferring to start on the outside with help of David White. On the inside, Eli Green being pushed by the 81 of Travis Pryor, Mr. Restart himself. I haven't used that term with Travis Pryor in a long time, it seems like. But Travis Pryor is Mr. Restart, and Ralph Vanderforst is Mr. High Side, is what we know him as up in the Dre broadcasting booth. And we just pretty much name drivers based on what we find. Basically what their strong suit is, basically once we determine that. So we'll be finding some nicknames for most of these drivers as the season goes by. Exiting turn 4 this time by going green. 12-lap shootout on the way, actually 11-lap shootout on the way. The pace car dips off. Adam Eisenhower down, put it on the floorboard. He catches them off guard yet again, but David White sees it coming in time to maintain second place spot. Well, he misses a shift, and that's going to allow 13 of Eli Green to challenge him side by side for second place. 81 Travis Pryor all over 13 of Eli Green, nose to tail, and Travis gets extra flirty with that apron, but no harm done. 13 Eli Green goes around the 59 of David White and will go up high to get a sweet entry to turn 3. And Travis Pryor here to the inside of 13 of Eli Green, trying to get around him so he can be able to focus on the leader, 86 of Adam Eisenhower. But 13 of Eli Green not giving up, and neither is the 81 of Travis Pryor. 10 laps remaining, ladies and gentlemen. 10 laps remaining this time by 135 laps completed. And for the back in this pack, we have a lot of single file going on from about first place to 9th place. Actually, top 10. Oh, top of the track. The caution flies. 05 of Matt, no, it's not 05, but that was the 13 of Andrew Riley, 31 of Andrew Riley. Got a piece of the action, spun out off the track there as he approached the exit of turn 2. That's going to be very unfortunate. And ladies and gentlemen, we do apologize. David Everly, my co-commentator, is having some communication problems, some mic difficulties, but he is trying his best to get them sorted out. So please bear with us. But yeah, that was some bad luck for the 31 of Andrew Riley and the 44 of Damian Crump, but especially the 31 of Andrew Riley, who got the worst end of that deal. Well, now this is going to shake things up even more than before. We're going to be having, I believe, 6 to 7 lap shootout. Yes, 6 to 7 lap shootout on the way. And after that, the next flag just might end the race. So the next restart most likely might be the final restart. And with these guys knowing that, it will shake things up even more. We have Markel in the chat. Good, absolutely, Markel, amazing race. This is a very tough track, but these guys have been able to endure this far. And welcome to the Dre Broadcasting Network. And John Hilson as well in the chat. That's John Hilson, one of the admins here with the Xtreme Motorsports. And for all those new viewers just now tuning in, first of all, welcome to the Dre Broadcasting Network. And if you guys like what you see and would like to be a part of the action here with the Xtreme Motorsports 99, check them out at Xtrememotorsports99.com. Drop the first E in Xtreme, start with the X, Xtrememotorsports99.com. On Monday nights, they do run a Can-N series, like you see before you. So that's Can-N series and a Road series at the exact same time. On Tuesday nights, the Track series Series. That's going to be Camping World Truck Series. So both the Pro K&N Series and Truck Series are covered by the Dre Broadcasting Network. And on Wednesday nights, we have the Xfinity Series with the Extreme Motorsports, and that's covered by the OSR Network with Joe White and David Everly as the co-commentator. And on Thursday nights, they have a Cup Series also covered by the OSR Network. That's Cup Series by Xtrememotorsports99.coom, covered by OSR Network on YouTube. So check out Joe White at the OSR Network. That's online sim racing network on YouTube. He broadcasts a lot of nights a week, so you guys as well are kept fed almost every single day of the week. Well, he has 7 laps to go. Looks like we'll be having a 5-lap shootout, because next time by the lights on the pace car will turn off, and a 5-lap shootout on the way. So next flag after we go green will end the race. So fingers crossed, ladies and gentlemen. At this time, the drivers want to be at the right place at the right time. Basically, they want to be where they want to be when the race ends, or if the race were to end right now. And some heavy movers once again. Travis Pryor, 16th to 2nd. Eli Green, 23rd to 3rd. Timothy Hamlet, 30th to 5th. Gary Woolboss, 25th to 9th. James Peterson, 28th to 10th. Tristan Thrasher, 38th, 36th to 12th. I have to keep correcting myself on that one. Matt Ridgway, 35th to 14th. We had Andrew Riley, 26th to 17th. Jeremy Rigney, 27th to 19th, and Leandro Castro from 34th to the 21st place spot. But Leandro was in the chat, or is in the chat, and talked about his bad luck that was at the very end. So he has retired for the evening there. Pretty late in the race, but it's been an amazing race on his part tonight yet again. But we look forward to seeing you back, Leandro, next week, and everybody else for the drive for COPD 125 at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Well, going back up front, we are 1 to green. Yes, we are back 1 to green, being led yet again, or still by the 86 of Adam Eisenhower, who elects to start on the outside line again with the help of David White. On the inside is Travis Pryor, being pushed by the 13 of Eli Green. And next in the line here, we have Wally Tierheimer side by side with Timothy Hamlet. We have Tommy Amasi with the help of, side by side with the 44 of Damian Crump, James Peterson with 7 of Gary Woolbot, and 10 of Caleb Daniels with the 105 of Tristan Thrasher. We have Brandon Slaw with the 113 of Matt Ridgway, and 94 of Garrett Hemlinger as well is in this mix, and that is the top 15 drivers. Well, exiting turn 4 this time by, ladies and gentlemen, for the final time. Next flag ends the race. Pace car dips off, and Adam Eisenhower holding pace speed. Oh! He catches them off guard. He's playing mind games with them. Travis Pryor, 13 of Eli Green, almost jumped the start, but had to back it down to avoid getting penalized for getting ahead of the leader. Great strategy by Adam Eisenhower, and because of that, he has a great lead so far against Travis Pryor and the rest of the field. But Travis is catching up to him slowly but surely with the help of this draft here on this back straight stretch. And there's 59 of David White, 3rd place. Eli Green, 4th. 75, Wally Tierheimer, 5th. Timothy Hamlet, 6th. And Timothy Hamlet now charging on 75, Wally Tierheimer, who in turn is behind 13 of Eli Green. 4 laps remaining this time, by 4 laps remaining for Toyota Tundra 250 by the Xtrememotorsports99.coom Pro K&N Series, brought to you by Xtrememotorsports99. For the back in this pack here, with a lot of single file going on, but side by side for 3rd place, 13 Eli Green, 59 David White, side by side. And right behind Eli Green is Wally Tierheimer, pushing him, trying to push him past David White. At the same time, Timothy Hamlet is trying to just pretty much see which lane is quicker, so he can be able to just follow that lane. But he does end up backing it down. Oh, Eli Green gets loose off turn number 2 and chops the nose off of Wally, who had to back it down, and that will cost Wally time, position, and his momentum and a little bit of speed. But he will still try and recover from it regardless. And 2 laps to go, 2 laps to go. Next flag, or I should say next lap, is the white flag, or the last lap. And up front so far, Travis Pryor takes over the race lead here with only 2 laps remaining. Adam Eisenhower second, trying to play mind games, trying to take off the race lead away from Travis Pryor. But Travis, who's going to have a lot to say about that, making the outside line work so far quite well. And David White here only not too far behind the 2 leaders, but he's having a Sunday drive because his next victims, or his next opponents behind him, Eli Green and Damian Crump way behind him. And speaking of Eli Green, he is challenging the 44th Damian Crump while being pushed by the 49 of Timothy Hamlet. All 5 of Massey on the outside of the 49 of Timothy Hamlet and gets blocked behind 13 of Eli Green, but going back up front, Travis Pryor off turn 4 brings this thing home unchallenged at the Toyota Tundra 250 Kansas Speedway, lap 144 completed. 86 of Adam Eisenhower second, David White third, Damian Crump fourth, and Eli Green fifth. Well, ladies and gentlemen, a heck of a race, a heck of a finish by all these drivers. Amazing driving by every single one of them, despite the track being as difficult or as tough as it was. Well, we'll be interviewing the top 3 drivers, Travis Pryor, Adam Eisenhower, and David White, so stay tuned, and hopefully we see a smoke show from the 81 of Travis Pryor. Keep going, Travis. Keep going. Well, we are joined by the top 3 drivers here tonight: Travis Pryor, Adam Eisenhower, and 59 of David White. We are going to mix it up and start from the bottom to the top. 59 of David White with the Eisenhower Racing crew. You got up there, David?
Hey guys, wow, didn't think I'd ever be up here with you guys at the end of the race.
Oh man, you earned it tonight. It's been a heck of a race on your part. And man, tonight was quite a handful, man. We noticed you started in the 10th place position and just kept a low profile pretty much all race long, but then showed your face on your machine towards the very, very end of the race. How was your experience tonight?
Well, there was 2 halves of the race, I guess. The first half was really tough. I was involved in a couple incidents and got sent way into the back of the pack, but as the race went on, my car seemed to get better, and I didn't drop off as quickly as everybody else did, and I was able to work my way up to the top there, and wow, finally finished in the top 3.
Oh man, yeah, sounds like an eventful race. And what do you think? What do you think was your most challenging? I mean, what would you say was your most challenging part about tonight's race?
Well, I got hit with a couple of black flags, so I kept going, getting sent back to the back of the field on restarts, and working your way up through that pack, especially here when everybody wants to drive the same line, can get a little tough.
Oh, absolutely, man, most definitely. And David, should we expect to see this momentum carry over to next week's race at Charlotte Motor Speedway?
Oh yeah, we like Charlotte. I really like Charlotte, and I'm really good at Charlotte. So yeah, we're going to try to see if we can keep it up and keep ourselves incident free and have the same good finish we had this week.
Oh, copy that, brother. Well, congrats once again on your success tonight, David. And before we let you go, man, any shout-outs you'd like to give?
Well, shout out to my teammate Adam. Definitely communication going on between the two of us late in the race that really helped me out there, and all the other guys at Eisenhower who helped me through, helped me get through all the practices and everything else, so that we could find a really good line to run here. Thanks, guys.
Congrats on your success once again there, David. And go celebrate, man. See you again next week at Charlotte.
All right, guys. Thanks. Thanks again for the broadcast.
And that was David White with Eisenhower Racing. And next in line is Adam Eisenhower. You got a copy, Adam?
Copy that, I do. How's it going, guys?
Good, how are you?
Great, great.
Well, Adam, tonight you finished exactly where you finished last week at Atlanta Motor Speedway. How's your race tonight? How's your experience?
I had a great race, great car. Congratulations to David as well. Jason, my brother and teammate, did not have as much success tonight, but I thought the race went really well, with the exception of one unfortunate move by a red car. That was one of the dumbest moves I've seen. It put me about 2 laps down, but you know, we fought back with some strategy, and we were there at the end.
Oh, most definitely, man. And it seemed as though you had a very, very fast machine tonight, because every time you took the race lead, it was extra difficult to take it away from you, man. What contributed to that, basically? Was it your amazing tire conservation?
Well, no. Tire conservation is probably one of my weaknesses, and I think that's where I get beat a lot of times. You know, the advantage of having the restart at your control is huge. You know, you can usually get 2 to 3, maybe even 4 tenths by the time you go in and into turn 1, and that's a huge help. So as long as you're in the lead, it's hard to get past within a couple laps. But low line, I was good. I was strong for the first couple laps, and then you know, I never could commit to a high or a middle line, and that's where my weakness was. It was in the practice race last night. I got caught in lap 4 of the last lap, and tonight Travis got me with about 1 or 2 to go, and congrats to him. Good racing too.
Oh, absolutely, man. And also great driving on your part all race long. Despite it having quite a curveball there in between, you're still able to propel after qualifying on the pole, having a second place practice time, and finishing in second place where you finished last week at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Well, buddy, we're going to Charlotte next week. How are you feeling about that track? Because basically it's going to become a you're going to have a lot more battles compared to this track that's known to be a one-groove racetrack.
Yeah, it is. I had pretty much success there last season. I think I qualified on the pole there last year, if I remember, and that was my first pole, so it was pretty memorable. But yeah, I like the track. These mile-and-a-half tracks, I'm always competitive, you know, in the first 10 laps, and then I come back a little bit afterwards. So I got a lot to work on. Tire conservation.
Oh, 10-4, man. We look forward to seeing that next week at Charlotte, and also seeing you one spot higher. And this momentum should and will most definitely carry over by the sounds of it. Oh, but any final words before we let you go?
Yeah, thank you to Xtrememotorsports99 for putting on the race. You guys for broadcasting. A couple friends out there, Deke, Wes, Tammy, Brett, down in South Jersey, watching tonight. And thanks for all the support, guys, and have a great night.
Congrats on your success once again there, Adam, and look forward to seeing you one spot higher next week, and go celebrate.
Thank you. One other shout out to my family. My brother, Jason, is probably watching alongside Monday Night Football, and I'm thinking my niece, Anna, is watching as well. So love you, kid, and look forward to seeing you soon.
And that was second place finisher tonight, Adam Eisenhower with Eisenhower Racing. But next in line is tonight's race winner. We got a chance to speak with him there under one of the cautions, the 81 of Travis Pryor with the Maverick Motorsports team. Got to go up there again, Travis.
Yes, I do.
Well, Travis, you did it. You stayed alive after we spoke to you. Very, very impressive. You worked your way up. You stayed up front. Had a good pit stop there under one of the cautions. And towards the very end, with about 1 to 2 laps remaining, you were able to make a move against Adam Eisenhower. Well, tell us about your experience with basically what was your strategy, what was your process of setting up Adam Eisenhower, because passing at this track is not the easiest. At the same time, when it comes to a driver like Adam, that makes it even more difficult.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. This track is definitely pretty difficult to pass on. You know, it's just that one groove, that high line is the butter, and you know you want to make sure you're on that one. And on that last restart, I was figuring, you know, we're racing on lap 140, 139 in case a caution comes out and the race ends under yellow. So I was gonna take any chance that I got to get to the bottom and try to get my nose in front of Adam. I was gonna do it, and I can't say thank you enough to Adam for racing me the way he did. I mean, he did a great job. You know, we could have gotten crazy right there. We could have got into each other and everything, and I just respect him a lot for the way he raced me, and I thought it was a great time. But I didn't think I was going to be able to make the move on the bottom. The bottom hasn't been the best line for me, but I was able to somehow make it stick coming out of the turn, and I was able to get him coming in the next turn. But I was just thinking it was just surviving for the finish, and I think if anyone was there, anyone could have won that race. So I just happy to take away that victory.
Well, congrats on your success, and great job on making that move when you did, knowing that that next flag was going to end the race. Very, very impressive. And Travis having your first win right here at Kansas Speedway for this season, and Pat T is very, very proud as usual. And going to next week's race at Charlotte. Should we expect to see Charlotte be your second win this season?
I'd love for Charlotte to be second win of the season. That's a very tough track to race, and say that everyone is so competitive in this this K&N series. You know, it's going to come down to the end. You know, can you survive the crashes? Can you make sure you make it to the finish? You can't finish the race if you're wrecked. So I think if anyone has a running car at the end of that race, I think anyone can win it. So that's really going to come down to, you know, who can really push their car to the limit and their driving skills, and you just got to give it your all to win in this K&N division.
Oh, that is all you can do. That type of mentality is very, very important, and Travis, you do have that, and that is amazing. That is very commendable, and keep that up. And congrats on your success once again tonight, Travis. And before we let you go, man, any shout-outs of final words?
Yeah, I wanna, you know, I can't say enough about Pat T. You know, she definitely gets us motivated to come in these and try to have the best finishes that we can, and don't know what we'd do without her in the comments cheering us on and everything like that. So love her. We gotta give a shout out to my Uncle Jay. He had a great run tonight. Some misfortunate issues happened, and he had a great showing. I think Maverick Motorsports had a great showing as well. I hope we can get Brian up here later next week. Shout out to everyone watching, and you guys do a great job broadcasting. And Xtrememotorsports99, can't say enough of what y'all do.
Congrats once again on your success there, Travis, and we look forward to seeing you have your second win next week at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Have a good night and go celebrate.
Thank you.
And that was 81 of Travis Pryor. That rounds up interviews Travis Pryor, Adam Eisenhower, and David White, top 3 drivers respectively. And that was a heck of a race, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you very much for being a part of it. With Toyota Tundra 250, that's Toyota Tundra 250, round 3 of the Xtrememotorsports99.coom Pro K&N series, brought to you by Xtreme Motorsports 99. The next broadcast we have is tomorrow night, the Xtreme Motorsports Truck Series, the Camping World Truck Series, the Toyota Tundra 250, right here as well at Kansas Speedway. Well, next week with the K&N cars, we'll be traveling to Charlotte Motor Speedway for the Drive for COPD. That is Charlotte Motor Speedway, Drive for COPD, round 4, right here on the Dre Broadcasting Network. Well, thank you very much for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. We look forward to seeing you guys again next broadcast. And without you guys, we are nothing. And once again, keep it up, and we keep us motivated as usual. And we appreciate it very much. We never thank you guys enough. Have a good night, and thanks for tuning in.